Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question asker. My name is Raheem Oswin out of Atlanta, Georgia. But we got the whole crew that's going to be here with us in just a few minutes. They'll be coming in just a few minutes. So, okay, let me see. I'm going to turn something up and turn something down. Make sure I got my sound right. There we go. They will be here with us in just a few minutes. But I want to ask you a question. Shh. I want to ask y'all a question. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? Was your weekend good? Did you enjoy your weekend? Was it what you wanted it to be? Tell me, how was your weekend? I had a good weekend. I actually I got a project I'm doing this Saturday, and I had to do a lot of preparation for the project on this Saturday. Doing it a lot, doing it ahead of time, a week ahead of time. Make myself get myself where I need to be, get myself where I need to be, so we can have what we need for the weekend. So I did a lot of work this weekend. Went out, played me a little pickleball on Sunday. Went out and played me a little pickleball Sunday. Had a good time with that. I always love getting out there on that pickleball court. My game, I'm gonna tell y'all something. My game wasn't as good as I wanted it to be Sunday. It wasn't. Um, I wasn't terrible. I'm never gonna be terrible. I get out there, I play, I'm competitive, I'm very competitive. So I wasn't terrible, but it wasn't I wasn't at my best. And quite a few people, we had a huge crowd of people. We get together and we play together. It's a lot of us, man. It's probably about 50 to 75 people. We all get together, man, and we just play pickleball. And and we get together, it rotates. Some people come, some people go, but we always have a nice crowd. Nobody said that the game was, I don't know what it was, something in the air Sunday or what it was, but nobody had an awesome game. Nobody had an awesome day. Everybody said the game was a little off, the game was a little this, maybe it was the weather, maybe it was the atmosphere, whatever it was, but there was nobody out there that was absolutely dominant. And so it balanced out. It balanced out. I won a few, lost a few. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I had a good time, as I always do, when I'm out there playing pickleball. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. If y'all have never ventured into the sport of pickleball, go. Don't go out there. Don't overspend. Go out there. Go to one of the sports stores, Walmart, someone like that. Go to the sports department and pick up you. You could get you a set of pickleball paddles. Then they're not going to be the best. I'm going to tell you now, they're not going to be the best. But you can get you a set of pickleball paddles for about $20, $30. That's two of them. And sometimes they come with balls too. And get out there, man, and just play. Play the game. And if you find that you like it, then invest in a quality paddle. Invest in a quality paddle, because it's going to make all the difference in the world. I'm telling you to get you a paddle that's not so expensive. So just in case I don't make. Oh, I had to get that song came into my heart. That's a good song. Jaheim, I hope he got himself together. But he went through a little situation on drugs, alcohol, and different things of that nature. So I hope that brother got himself together, man. And Jaheim, if you're listening, brother, give us a call. We love to talk to you, brother. We love to talk to you. But the reason why I say, excuse me, the reason why I say go out there and get you a less expensive. I'm not gonna say cheap, a less expensive paddle, just in case you don't like the game for whatever reason. If you don't like the game, you have not lost too much, and you could gift it to somebody else. You always gonna find somebody that want to play pickleball. Gift it to somebody else. Look, I bought these paddles, not what I wanted. The game isn't what I wanted it to be for me. So here's some paddles. Give it to some kids. Give it to some teenagers. Let them get out there and play. Give them something like that while they're young. You never know, man. You could be handing the pedal to the next Sampras, Serena, or Venus, Agassi, whoever it is. You could be handing a pedal to them that they could go out there, get into that game, and love it to the point that they could be the next best superstar, man. They got people making money with pickleball. People making good money, not just money, but good money. Now I'm not to the point where I want to go out there and play professional and do it for money or anything like that. I would get in a tournament, but in regards to like playing professional or something like that, I'm not interested in that. I got too many other things going on. But I do love to play. I do love to play. I do love the game. And so if you get an opportunity, if you have an opportunity, you have a chance, get out there and try it. Get out there and try it. Pickleball. Get out there and try it, man. Like I said, go to Walmart, one of the stores, or Dick's Sports, someone like that, Academy or whatever you go to, and don't get your when you first buy it. Well, go to Walmart. Cause they got least expensive ones there at Walmart. Get you a set for about $20 or $30. You get a set of pedals, $20 or $30. Sometimes they come with balls. And it's the hard plastic ball. They have holes throughout the whole ball. Indoor and outdoor has the different. You tell the difference in the size of the holes in the ball. The bigger holes in the ball is for indoor. The smaller holes are for outdoor. Okay, get you a set. Get out there on that court and just play. Just play. Go somebody with somebody gonna not have an issue with teaching somebody new, because sometimes you go to some courts, these guys are so good they ain't got time to teach nobody nothing when they had to be taught themselves. But go to a court where people don't mind. If you're here in the Atlanta area or Lawrenceville area, excuse me, come over to a Rose Jordan Park. That's a lot of time. That's why I play Rose Jordan Park. And I tell you, the people that's out there, man, when my wife and I started playing, they just embraced us, man. We came out there and they taught us. And do it like this, do it like this, do it like that. No, next time that point come, try to hit it this way. Don't when you're hitting it, they teach you different things. When you're hitting the ball, sometimes you have to loosen up your grip on the pedal. Sometimes you tighten it up, depending on what you want to do. It's a lot tied up in this pickleball. It's not just going out there with a pedal and hitting a little ball. There's a lot, much like tennis. But anyway, enough about pickleball. That was a part of my weekend. It was good. Toussaint, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? Let me introduce you. But this is my brother from another mother, but we got the same father. This is the wise man. This is Mr. Donald Toussaint. Good morning, sir. Let me do it like that.
You had to run it. You could learn a lot from it, dummy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look, right here.
Hey, Leonard laughing at you, man.
No, mercy. Yeah, man, I'm doing good. How about you?
Hey, doing good. I was telling them about my weekend, man. Had a great time this weekend, man. To the point, I even got out there, man. And y'all know how I love that pickleball, man. Play a little pickleball, man. Had a good time. My game wasn't the best like I usually play, but nobody had, from what I hear, nobody had a great game this weekend, man. But everybody had fun. We always have fun. I'm trying to get Leonard out there too one of the days. Play some pickleball with me.
You gonna be in the stadium watching?
No, let him get out there and play, man. He'll play a little something. He'll play a little something.
I believe that.
I ain't gonna tell you how I used to whoop his behind in dominoes. I ain't gonna talk about that this morning because I ain't gonna bring that up. He don't want to talk about that this morning.
Everybody used to win when you just ask them.
No. Leonard, one thing I'm gonna tell you something. One thing about Leonard, he ain't gonna lie. He ain't gonna lie. Now he may stand back off the truth a little bit, but he ain't gonna lie. And I watch this. He laughing right now, cause he know. Hey, Captain Leonard, good morning, sir. My brother from another mother, but we got the same father. Captain Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? Can you hear you, Leonard? What's going on with your volume? Can't hear you. You're not muted on this end. Okay, let me see. Hold on. We got Ryan singing out here. Ryan, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
What up, though?
Yeah, it's something with your line, Leonard. It's something with your line. Go out and come back in, because I want people to. Yeah, he gonna go out and come back in, because I want people to hear what Ryan, this is my brother from another mother, but we got the same father. This is Ryan. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Morning. How's it going today?
Hey, doing good, man. How was your weekend, brother?
It was good. I didn't go downtown and watch people get hired for a job.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I got to give Detroit props though, man. Y'all, man, the way y'all hosted that the way y'all hosted that, man, it was amazing, man. Y'all, your numbers, y'all broke records and everything, man. The turnout was great. There was no bad, nothing. From what I understand, there's nothing bad that happened. And they talking about they want to do it again in Detroit, man. They talking about they want to do it again. So y'all represent it, man. Y'all represent it. And a lot of money came to Detroit this weekend.
Yes, sir. A lot of money, a lot of good things. I didn't hear nothing bad neither, but it's hard to hear bad stuff when you got snipers on all the rooftops.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's a way of shutting that down, ain't it? There's a way of shutting it down real quick.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. But Detroit, they represented, man. Like I said, it was good watching it. We got a lot out of this draft. We got a lot of great players out of this draft, man. I don't understand what Atlanta Falcons was trying to do. You got $100 million quarterback that you just paid $100 million, and you go out and get another quarterback. Don't necessarily understand that, but
I'm not, me. I'm not the big football guy. I was ragging on my nephew. He was about third row. He got on the camera a bunch of times. I said, man, imagine taking a day off to go watch some other people get hired for a job. He was mad.
Exactly. And not on your job, but a job where they're gonna make millions of dollars. They're gonna make a lot more than you making, brother. They're gonna make
but throwing a ball.
Yep. Throw, catch, run, kick. Throw, catch, run, kick. That's what it is. That's what it a child's game. They're paying grown men millions of dollars. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Captain Leonard.
Good morning, Raheem, and the Morning Glow family.
Leonard, I got to do it, man. I got to do it, Leonard. I got to do it. Now, do you remember being when we was in the studio? A lot of times after the broadcast was over, them dominoes were sitting over there on that corner. And one day we said, we're going to pick these dominoes up and we're going to play. Leonard, who won them games?
Oh, you won.
Okay. Tucson.
I couldn't see too well. My sugar was acting up.
Every day? Every day?
It's called it's domino sugar. It only happens when I play domino.
Okay. I was just wondering, like I said, hey, Tucson, you heard that, right? Every time.
I heard it. And why are you gonna play the man when he's sick?
now you're gonna go right along with that. Okay. But I tell you what, Tucson, I'm gonna play you when you got domino sugar too, because I'm gonna whoop you behind like I whoop this. And I know you say you know how to play.
I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna play. Just go ahead and tell you.
Go ahead, tell me.
I like to lock the board.
Okay.
That's my strategy. I'm gonna lock the board.
Okay.
You got nothing else to do.
Now
you get all the money you want. Give me what you got left in your hand. I'll take it.
But that's what I'm saying. Now you lock that board. Make sure you're lower than me. Make sure.
Well, that's the plan.
Okay.
You don't know how. You must not know how to play real.
Look here. As Leonard, do I know how to play? Look here, man. Look here. Leonard,
he probably was locked up. He probably used to be locked up.
Nah, I worked in there. I worked in there for 10 years.
He was the one locking them up.
You play dominoes 2 or 3 years straight every day. You might be pretty good.
Man, look here. Them guys, man. They had them dominoes on the table and they
light you up.
How's your mate, come and play. I said, man, they ain't playing with y'all, man. I'm supposed to be. I'm here working, man. They ain't got time for that, man. One day, them jokers told me, look here, come on, let's play. Now they said the wrong thing. That we're gonna whoop you. Okay, I stood up. I ain't sit down. I ain't gonna sit down. I'm gonna stand up the whole time. And I wore they behind out. They said, man, you know how to play. I said, I told y'all how to play. I didn't play because I didn't want to play. But yeah, man, yeah. And Ryan, see, y'all got me confessing. Ryan said, now he know he ain't supposed to be in there playing on domino with them inmates. Man, look here, man. Them people just
I was playing spades with them cats every day. I told Leonard next time he play you dominoes, go to the grocery store first, get a bag of domino sugar so he can bring it with him.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. But listen, y'all, I want to talk to y'all about something this morning, man. I want to get this thing started. Life has a way, man, of putting us in situations and positions that we don't always want to be in. Tucson, coming to you first, brother. Do we as a human, do we understand, acknowledge, understand, or recognize who we are and what we mean to some people, or do we just blow it off? Do we understand exactly who we are to some people? Because some people look at us at a very high regard, and we could brush them off. when they going through situations in their life, you'd be like, oh man, not this joker again, man, blah, 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 blah. Well, maybe God has placed us in these people's lives to be that voice to help them make it through. Or do we just go with our everyday life of living? And my question is, I'm being real clumsy with the delivery of it. My question is this: do we understand who we are and the impact that we could have on individuals? Do we take that for granted sometimes?
It may be, but what is the most valuable thing on the face of the planet? People. Answer it.
Okay.
I knew you the question actor. I talk to myself. People are the most valuable thing there is.
Yeah.
Without them, the rest of it don't even matter. I don't care if they're sleeping under a tree or under a bridge. If they brought into your life is a reason. That's just me. Look at who we are. Ryan, you, Raheem, Leonard, Captain, Cat, Toya, Willow, Cassandra, and I can go on and on and on. I got some people there that I know. You got some people you know, and that made me think about just now. One can put 1,000 to flight. Two can put 10,000. Look at how them numbers add up. If we get into conversations like this, now it's 4 of us. I don't even know how it adds up because I didn't write it. So the people you know, the people I know, the people they know, the people Leonard knows, the people that Ryan knows. Now we in all of us right now because we associated with each other, or in a conversation that's going to spread, keep spreading. Ryan got children, I got children, then I got children, you got children, you got grandchildren, and it goes on and on. Wife, friends, they got friends, they got people they know on the job, and here we go. So we miss it a lot of times because in this society we make it about us. And we write some folks off because they can't give nothing. And you said it one time, I think I remembered it says, givers have to have limits because, how did you say that?
Givers have to set limitations because takers don't have any.
There you go. There you go. But ain't it better to give than receive?
Yes.
Which end you would rather be on?
And it might sound crazy, but I would definitely rather be a giver. I'd rather be a giver. I'd rather be that giver.
Go live in the woods and find out how that works for you. Not because you want to, because you don't have nothing else to do. Nowhere else to go. How about that? How that work for you?
Yes, sir. You got Leonard mind working over there a little bit, man. Let me go to Leonard. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me, man. Do we understand who we are in people's lives, or do we sometimes take it for granted, or just blow it off, and just keep living our lives?
It's when you add. Of course, I have to really think about, the question, the way it's presented. What I don't think is that we should think too much of ourselves. I'm not about that type of thing. My mother used to put it like this when she was trying to be sarcastic with you. She'd say, "Oh, they God's gift," And she was, and she would say that to people who would just do it just a little bit too much, who needed just a little too much attention, who thought that they were, I guess, slightly better than others. I think we should be careful because, of course, you see self-worship has gone out of proportion. I think that we should strive to be as helpful to others as we possibly can. And I think that's balance. But I think I've commented before, I see something horrible in the community.
Mm.
And it's self-worship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Self-idolization.
And that's across the board. That's across the board, brother.
And I think it's harming us more than helping us.
Mm-hmm.
Because instead of focusing on our knowledge, skills, abilities, and talents, I think sometimes some people want you to bow down to their image.
Mm.
Our community has been completely messed over with this notion that the people you see on TV should be role models.
Mm. And old Charles Barkley said it best. I'm a basketball player. I'm not a role model basketball player. I play basketball. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You chose to make somebody a role model.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes it is misplaced.
Mm-hmm.
We put our kids in front of them and think that they should look up to them and look up to these people. Look up to them for what?
Mm-hmm.
A role model is just that. Unless you plan on doing what that person doing, they can't be your role model.
Mm-hmm.
I understand basketball players admiring other basketball players because they want to achieve as much.
Be like Mike.
But that don't mean that they're a better person than you are.
Yeah, exactly.
So in that sense, I do believe that definitely appreciate if God has given you a gift or a talent. And you should use those gifts and talents as a reflection of God's grace and goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Not because you all this and you all that.
Oh,
if you can help somebody and you've been down the road that they are just going down, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, brother, you might want to do this. You might want to choose to do this. Be helpful.
Why a lot of people don't want to take that that opportunity, if you will, excuse me, to help the people. Because sometimes people see somebody going through something and they'll turn the other way and they'll walk away.
Well, if you can't be of any help, you should.
Mm-hmm.
You should.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, if don't nobody ask you for no help, you know how some people always no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, but the thing that has kept me out of trouble all my life, and I teach the kids, just say no. People laugh at it.
Mm-hmm.
Just say no.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you is even better.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way you be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you don't want to be that person at all. You know how somebody you get to run in your mouth who asked you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of times if I'm somewhere, you know, if I just love to listen.
Mm-hmm.
You almost have to invite me into a conversation.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just gonna butt into your conversation.
Hey, let me tell you this here. No, ain't no. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're saying.
I would, it must be balanced because if you don't balance it, you become an individual who thinks they should be worshipped, and you shouldn't.
Wow. 508-924-3521 508-924-3521. Ryan, I know you're up next, but I got to go to the lady. We got a lady in the house, so I got to talk to the lady. Toya with a T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. Toya, we talking about, do we sometimes understand the role and the position that we have in other people's lives, or do we just take it for granted that they'll get it? They'll figure it out. But sometimes God places in a person's life to be that voice that they need, or that voice of reason, or keep them sane, if you will. Because some people are gonna lose it. Do we understand who we are in people's lives sometimes?
I don't think we all do. But I do think that God does do that. I think He does that in a matter of places, and it's normally the ones that say they serve Him. You know what I'm saying? Now, you got some that say they serve Him, but then they don't. But they say they do. You know what I mean? But still, at the end of the day, I think everyone is in your life for a reason. It's either someone to be like or either someone not to be like.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lesson no matter what you do. Like even a tree. You know, a tree grow both ways, right? It grow above ground and it grow underground. Even if you can't see it, the roots are still there. You know what I'm saying? And I think life is kind of the same way when it go to serving God. Like, you know, things go both ways, but you got to be real about what's really going on. And when you're not real with yourself, you don't identify, you don't notice those people that God has got you there, and God has put you in a safe place, and God has put you in, you know, someone who he sent purposely. But I think oftentimes that's when we need to look at the people we do the worst. The
Wow.
people that we showing the least attention to, the people that we neglect the most, but it seems like they're still there for you. I think those are the people we need to pay attention to, because those are probably the people that God sent your way. Because it seems like, you know, God people always want to get destroyed and upset. You know what I mean? But still, at the end of the day, you know, they're there for you. So I think sometimes it's hard, especially in this world right now, because there's so many distractions. Like what Leonard was saying with role models. You know, parents are supposed to be. Did you know that?
Yeah, they're supposed to be. Yeah.
That's the parents.
Yep. Yep.
Right. But again, when you're not real with yourself and when you're not real with what's going on, it's going to be harder. When you live off this world, things are going to be out of order. So yeah, when you decide that you don't want to be the role model for your child, you want to place them in front of the TV, there's your role model now. And that's why you no longer have control. You know what I'm saying? And no, the child will never notice that the person that was in your life was supposed to be the parent, because the parent don't notice it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, you know, this life go both ways. Even if you can't see it.
And Ryan, it to me, it's a terrible thing when a child say, I don't want to be like my mama, or I don't want to be like my dad. I don't want to be like them. And like Toya said, man, we're supposed to be the role model. We're supposed to be the example that they look up to. They want to aspire to be like or better than. And so to have a child, and I've heard some kids say that, man, I don't want to be like my mama. I don't want to be like my daddy. I don't want to be like him. Have we missed it?
I think we've missed it in some ways. Yeah. I mean, I can take own personal experience into account with my oldest leaving the house because she didn't want to follow the rules. She didn't want to live according to the examples that my wife and I were putting down for her. And now here it is 2 years later, and she coming back. Man, I messed up. I should have listened. I should have followed that example. And, you know, on the flip side, I never wanted to live my life according to my mom's example or my stepdad's example. And I'm glad I didn't, because I'd be locked up. So I think it all boils down to home training, the type of life that you want your kids to see, have available to them, and learn from. I did learn some good things from my mother, right? She's got a fantastic work ethic. She's been busting her behind as a nurse for 50 years, roughly.
Yeah.
Right? And I've never not worked a day in my life since I was 14. So there are little nuggets, right? Little gems you can find in the rough, or diamonds in the rough if you want to be Aladdin. But I think it's really up to us as parents, if we're talking about examples, is how we train our children to use discernment. How to get them to recognize the difference between good and bad, even out of us, right? As their parents, they need to know. So if we equip them properly, they'll be able to make those tough decisions and realize that's not an example I want to follow. Yeah, I'll take that though. I'll glean off of that a little bit, but I'm gonna leave the rest of that over there.
Yeah, exactly. 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. We're talking about impact, and do we understand the impact that we're having on other people's lives? They look up to us. They try to come to us for different advice and different things or whatever it is. But do we pass them off? I'm just a nobody trying to find somebody that could tell me about it. How that song go? Talk to me. I'm just a nobody. You know that song. Do we take that approach sometime?
Well, the song is good. I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody that can save anybody.
Yeah.
But we wipe that song out and we tell about us ourselves. We skip that.
Yeah.
Oh no, let me tell you about me and how the Lord is blessing me. And if he can bless me, he can bless you.
Come on.
Well, guess what? Everybody ain't gonna travel that road. Somebody, unfortunately, gonna have it hard. And that's when that talk you talk come into play. Because people rather show you to show them rather than tell them. Yeah, I thought about how we discredit what we call the little guy.
Yeah.
We when I ain't gonna say no names, but when they was homeless and didn't have nothing, nobody was paying them no mind.
Yeah, exactly.
But now that they got a lot of money and doing a lot of things, we confide in a guy wearing a dress.
Wow. Come on.
And we keen to the words that are coming out of his mouth. And this is not critical, because I watch him. I observe and how he has rose above poverty. And the same guy with the same mentality.
Yeah.
Now our ears are what he got to say. What did he think? Well, just like these basketball, football players, and we make them our children's idol. And you know that the boy can't shoot.
Exactly.
He can't. Lord, just have mercy. How in the world he gonna be a track star when he run like he got them braces like Forrest Gump?
It's too short, Lord Jesus.
And look, you know that boy special. Stop it. I'm just sarcastic, but I'm serious. Let me get off of that road. But
my baby gonna be the fastest one out there. My baby gonna be the fastest one out there.
Yeah, but look, I saw a guy, and we used to run track, and saw a guy after I ran for years, and I started going to track meets, observing, and boy, then somebody started and they was running. I think they was running indoor, and they were running the quarter, and they broke out fast. Oh boy, they was going. I may have been running the 800. They was going fast, and everybody was like, "Oh, look at him go!" I said, "He gonna be dead last."
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, because he start. Some people start off quick, but didn't figure that it's not 100.
Yeah.
And life is like that. Life is like that. I've been behind a lot of times. Raheem, let me tell you something. I tell my kids, don't you be like me. And I don't think they want to.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to. My daughter has been watching me for a while, and I wouldn't pull her on a man. I pity the one she got.
Lord. Is she rough, man? Is she rough?
She rough. She rough because she, unfortunately, this is my confession. She watched her daddy. He's not the same guy.
Yeah.
But the experiences of his life had some influence on her, and so did it may have with my sons. I got 4 of them. And I don't think neither one of them are really trying to be like their daddy was. because they are ones that hang in there. Now the work ethics, they got that. They got the work ethics. I think they got that from me. Because one thing about it is, I don't care what's going on. I'll tell you what happened right here. I'm shutting my mouth. I was sick one day. And this is going to be kind of sarcastic. Funny, Ryan and Leonard. And I'm feeling real bad. And I'm laying down in bed. And my wife says, I'm going to stay home with you. I put them clothes on so quick.
Look at God.
I'm healed. I'm healed. I'm healed. Oh, I'm healed.
Look, she just said the word like the centurion said to Jesus. If you just say the word, my son will be healed. She said, I'm going to stay home, boy. How she said that, boy, I was dressed quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Leonard, go ahead, man. We're going to stop do something right there. We're going to stop right there. What's on your heart, brother?
I like what he said. I want to go back to something Ryan mentioned. That's the thing with parenting that I can tell you it's not for the weak.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I don't make all them claims that other people, I mean, if you're a great parent, man, God bless you. But how do you know?
Yeah.
And when my wife told me she was pregnant the second time, I said, that's it for me. That my experiment in human experimentation. How do you put it? I want people to think about the word role model. That's just the role you play.
Yeah. Yeah.
As husband. As wife. That's different than just being a regular person.
Yes, it is.
So I'm very much into meaning what I say and saying what I mean. When I'm like, I laugh when people say, you do great at this and great with that. And like, well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate it. Because I'm just now learning and trying to understand image. Because it shocks me. When I say, I'll tell some people, I'm not doing the extraordinary.
Yeah.
People, I imagine I've had hard times in my life, but I haven't dwelt on them. Everything that I've done, I'm done. So when I'm doing certain things in that role, yes, I may be a great organizer. But believe it or not, I prefer to sit quietly alone.
Alone, all by myself. Yep.
So really think about the roles that you are putting your child in front of and what they may emulate. Because when you see it as a parent, you have to check it. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a part of molding your child. But I'm going to tell you, as hard as you try, that guy you watch on TV preaching and this, that, kids know him differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't throw a guy out just because he make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Because we all make mistakes.
Yes, we do.
And in this cancer culture, I'm so against it. Because it is out of control. What if somebody dislikes you for everything that you did that they didn't care for? I didn't throw you out, Ryan.
A long time ago.
But I can't. He's not my role model for politics. You see the difference?
Yeah.
I think Ryan's a great person.
Yeah, he is. He is.
But when it comes to voting in politics, we on two separate sides of the curtain.
Wow.
But that don't mean I don't like Ryan. Because Ryan's a great husband. He's a great father. I mean, I see him as being a person that treats people fairly and wants the best for people. And it's okay for us not to get along or agree on everything.
Yeah.
So take the role model serious and make sure what are you trying to model? You know, a great business guy is great to get business advice from.
Yeah.
But your preacher may not be the best person to talk to if he ain't a husband. See how we'll give him all that credit, and then now he's your idol instead of Jesus?
Yep, exactly.
Got to be aware of that.
Every day. 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Give us a call. You're listening to DK Media Group and Associates, and this is the Morning Glow. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, from 7 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the morning as well. I was going to say 10 o'clock p.m., but we ain't here that long. But from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., give us a call, share the broadcast, and one more time, share the broadcast. Have somebody else to tune in, listen in, a friend, family, foe, enemy, whoever it is. Make sure they listen to the Morning Glow every day, Monday through Friday. Told you what a T. Talk to me, sis. What's on your heart?
Yes, no, the gentlemen are making some very great points. You know, they need to begin some gentleman classes.
Absolutely.
I like that with that role and role model. It makes perfect sense. The role that you play, that's the only thing they need to be focusing on. Everybody walking around want to be a rapper.
Reynolds rap.
You feel me? Plastic rap.
Exactly.
Candy rap. Present rap.
Saran wrap. Saran
gyro rap.
Come on now.
Heater rap.
Belly wrap.
Do you feel me? Don't nobody want to wrap their head around no sense though.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, this world is, you know, we're in a huge delusion right now. You know, I heard somebody say earlier, how do you know you're a great parent? And I got to be real with you. You know if you're a great parent. I ain't talking about those of us that come from the projects and been sniffing that lead-based paint and got some little delusional issues going on. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about people that really want to be real and you know what greatness is. And a lot of people walk around here and claim they're great, but you know you're not. You're a con artist. And everybody know you're a con artist. You know you're a con artist, and you know you're not a great parent. You understand what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter whether you're a great wife, whether you're a great husband, whether you're a great parent, whether you're a great auntie. People know if they're aiming to be great or not, and then they know if they're just delusional from the lead paint they were sniffing.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? When you wake up with a desire to be great, there's always a constant drive. It's always just something about you. It's always about the something you say. It's always about something you do. It's always about something in that rep that even if you don't do it yourself, you still normally push others for greatness. So when it comes to being a great parent, you know if you're great or not.
Yeah. And you really do.
Let's you know what I'm saying? Let's really stop playing. Let's really be real. And for those of us that want to live in delusion, your child will tell you. Straight up. And you're not really willing to hear those words. And if you feel like you're not willing to hear those words, that might be an indicator on what you're not.
You're not great as you thought you was. You're not.
You understand what I'm saying? And everybody not willing to eat that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But here we go again on what it means for someone to be in your life. God can send a child to you for you to see a reflection of who you are. For you to be real, for someone to be real with you. Or maybe even somebody to be 10 times worse than what you were. That's what they normally say. You know what I'm saying? So oftentimes, yeah, we do take neglect and abuse on who and why someone were sent to us, even the children. I mean, you can sit up here and say all you want to, it's the rapper's fault and the world's fault, but let me tell you something. If it came from you, it's your fault. I don't care what nobody say. Now, I'm not saying they become a 30-year-old cannibal, Jeffrey Dahmer. Right? But even in that, as a child, you saw things that you wanted to ignore. There are things that still were missed out. Charles Manson's parents. You understand what I'm saying? There's still things that we didn't identify with, we didn't want to be real with, and you can buy them whatever you want to. That has nothing to do with being a great parent.
Hey, Toy, let me ask you a question. I got a friend. I was talking to a friend of mine. What's the day? Monday. It had to be maybe Thursday. It may have been Thursday. She and I was talking, and she's of a certain age, and she said her son, her youngest son, is 42 years old, and he's still living at home with his mom.
Yikes.
42
he came
old.
back home with his mom, right?
No, still living home with his mom.
No. He went back. He moved out before and he then came back. He failed business deals and divorce.
I wish I could say that. I wish I could say that. And see that a friend girl of hers came over and visit and sit there and they watched for a little bit and say the friend looked at her and said, you know, that boy ain't gonna never leave you. That boy ain't gonna. And then she was like, well, he gonna leave one day, blah, blah, blah. But he's 42 years old. Whose fault is that, to you?
That's a little bit of both of theirs. But you know, I'm like this, right? So you'll always be a parent, and I'm cool with it long as he paying all the bills. I'm cool with it long as he paying all the bills. But at the end of the day, you still have a duty to teach your child how to be. We're not gonna talk about that sorry Negro right now. We still got a duty to teach our children how to be, and even in the absence of a man, there's still one duty that you have to teach a human being, girl or guy, is that they have to take care of themselves, whether it be here or someone else. Now, if you don't want to pay all the rent,
Toy, let me say, and to that point, sorry to cut you off, but to that point, she said, she and I got to talking about it, and she said, and one more thing about him, he's messy. He's messy.
That's why you got to pay all the rent.
I'm like, wow.
If you're gonna be messy too, that's why you got to pay all the bills, and then mama ain't gonna talk about you that bad because you pay all the bills. So, girl, I ain't mad at him. I just walk behind him, clean up behind the money. He pay everything and some. Give me allowance, pay for the car, got me a new car. I'm cool with all that. But grown at 42 and still acting like a child, that's a mixture of the both of y'all. Because at some point, you know, I went back to school at 40, right, to get a degree. Yeah. So something clicks somewhere, and either you're gonna do something different or you're gonna do the same. And at 40, it's your fault, not your mama's.
Wow. Ryan, talk to me. 42 years old. 42. I think I heard Lennon over there laughing in the background, but go ahead, Ryan, talk to me.
I'm not.
I'm is.
That's, man, 42 years old and still in it. Man.
I ain't gonna be disrespectful because that's somebody you know, but my son is only 10, right? And he tell his mama all the time, I'm never going to leave you. And I expect that from him at 10 years old.
Yeah.
And she get all, oh, baby, you know, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you better cut that off after you hit a teenager.
Yeah. Cause we preparing the door. Yeah.
I said, listen, he already going to be 18 and I'm going to be approaching 60. I done waited too long. Exactly. I'm not fixing to spend my retirement with another one sitting in the house. It's not happening.
Hey, Daddy, want to play Mortal Kombat, Daddy? Want to play Mortal Kombat 56?
Yeah, we go play Mortal Kombat out in the front yard.
Wow.
But you know, it's crazy too. Like you said, he messy. Whose fault is that? Yeah. He didn't teach that boy, because I'm gonna say boy. Still at home under mama. He ain't excelled to manhood yet. I can understand if you left and something happened and you had to go home to reevaluate. But you ain't never left and you messy. Whose fault is that? That's mama's fault.
Yeah. And
she didn't train you how to clean up.
And I told her that because the other kids are grown and gone. That's the baby boy. And I said, but that's no excuse though. He's still a boy. He's still a man. He got to become a man at some point. He's at 42. He's still not a man yet, and he still don't want to have his own at 42.
Right. So, like, personal example. I left home at 14.
Mm-hmm.
I had to.
Mm-hmm.
Was forced to.
Yeah.
My grandparents said, "Come stay with us. Finish high school." I've been out on the street too long. I don't want to be under somebody's rules, but I'm tired of jumping house to house. All right, bet.
Mm-hmm.
Came home, finished school. What did I do? As soon as I finished school, I left again.
Yep.
And I was gone until Granddad had a heart attack
Mm-hmm.
and needed triple bypass and hip surgery. So I stopped living my life and came home and took care of business.
Mm-hmm.
And then I left the state when everything was good. Came back again, went back to the grandparents' house because they needed help. And now that I'm in my 40s, my oldest now lives with her great grandparents. And she's the one there taking care of business, wiping behinds and all of that stuff because A, she worked at the hospital and she's certified to do that. But B, I can't be there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I would be. But she learned that. She took that example from me.
Mm-hmm.
These are the two most important people in our family. These are our matriarch and patriarch.
Yeah.
They did everything for all of us their whole lives.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be honored, respected, and taken care of. So where's she at? She living over there. She still do her job,
Mm-hmm.
but she go home and work again, taking care of them. And it makes me so proud.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Toussaint, talk to me, brother. Toussaint, you there?
Hey, Raheem.
Yes.
Before you jump, since he didn't answer, let me throw this out there too, right quick, just real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What I was just talking about. Think about other cultures across the globe and how they honor their elders. Think about the United States. We don't really do that no more.
No.
You're on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And it creates such a huge disconnect. And it's like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's true. It is not almost non-existent. People, you see, there was a time, Ryan, you remember, there was a time, man, we used to be out there playing, and one of us cussing or doing something we ain't got no business doing, and a grown folks, somebody going, oh, stop that.
Yeah, and they weren't even in your family.
Yeah, exactly. Stop that. I go Mr. Blasio, or they'll go Miss Blasio. Stop that. Now, these days here, man, shoot, ma'am, you want to hit this blunt? Ma'am, you want some of this? Want some of this? You know, or just cussing them out or whatever as they walk by. Don't care no more, man. Don't care no more. And that's not good. It's not good. Curtis, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey, what up, man? What up, man?
Hey,
your nephew won prom king, what?
Say it again.
Your nephew won prom king.
On I can't hear that last part you said. You said prom team.
Prom king.
Oh, prom king. Go ahead, boy. I man, look at. I was like, man, Curtis, I know Curtis from down south, but I ain't know he was from down there. That dog was down south. I can understand what Curtis was saying this morning, man. I was like, I know he from down south, but God almighty, Lord. Hey, tell him congrats, man. That's good. That's good, man. Tell him congratulations on that. Tell him congratulations.
Yeah, he did a podcast, man, and announced.
Okay, good.
Where he's likely to go.
See,
oh man.
Can you send me a copy of it?
Yeah. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, shoot it to me. I want to check that out. Because I want to ask you a question. And I know you do, but I want to hear your heart on it anyway. Do we understand, Curtis? Do we understand the impact that we have on other people's lives? Or do we just pass it by, like and just continue to live our lives and not even acknowledge the impact that we can have on another person's lives and how they look up to us in certain situations? Do we understand that, Curtis?
Do we understand? No, most of us don't.
Mm-hmm.
we kind of take in today's world. I think there's a chance that I don't want to speak for everybody, but from what I'm seeing, like there's a lot of things that are taken for granted. You know what I mean? Like I think you have a very strong spirit of entitlement now. So as a result, those who feel entitled don't feel like they have to do anything. The one thing that I noticed about and everybody on the panel, if you want to, you can play it back in your mind to a person that that always had this sense of entitlement. The one thing that I've noticed is those people who feel like they're entitled, for the most part, most of them never give anything, bro. They always take. They're always taking. They're always demanding that something is given to them. But in all reality, like they actually give nothing to the situational circumstance. And it's crazy to say it like that, but that's what I see. And I'm hurt. I hurt by what I see today. I really am. Because I'm an optimist by heart, but my optimism is running very, very, very thin.
Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Cameron, talk. Oh, hold on. Tucson. I'm gonna go to Tucson next. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
No, man. I was just y'all was talking about that puff pass thing, and I missed that. I'm sorry.
Tell me about the one now.
You mentioned something about puff pass when I came back, and that kind of opened my eyes.
He kind of opened his eyes.
No, I don't know what that stuff was all about.
Axel was.
Let me stop.
He Axel was talking about a young man. I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of days ago. May have been Thursday, and she was telling me a friend of hers came over to visit, and she was looking. The friend was looking at the situation, and the young lady has a son that's 42 years old. Tucson son that's 42 years old that's still living at home. And the friend looked at her and said, that boy ain't gonna never leave. That boy ain't gonna never leave this house. At 42 years old. Tucson, is that a problem?
It depends on who they're staying with.
He's staying with his mom. Single parent mom.
Well, can he stay out on his own? Well, look, they got some children that stay by themselves, and they're still living with mama because mama putting the bill. How about that?
Wow.
They moved out, but they don't pay. They don't pay the rent. Their mama do.
Wow.
They just wanted my house, and they just put the bill. But they enjoying life. Now. Don't get that twisted. The kids I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Parents are limited in what they got to do because they got two houses they taking care of. One they staying in, and the other one they paying for because they want their child in the house. Because they won't listen to nobody. But they still putting the bill. If I'm lying, I'm dying. And we dying every day.
Wow.
But I bet you that's true. How many of our parents these days, grandparents, are taking care of their grandchildren? in their senior years where they're supposed to be retired and traveling or enjoying life, the fruits of their labor, and they got to just about consider working at Walmart because they're raising children all over again. But here's the thing, when you talk about what you're talking about, they put there for a reason. There's a reason why some people have more than enough. Because they're taking care of more than themselves.
Wow.
And that's just a blessing that we don't see sometimes. I tell you, I'd rather be on the giving side than the receiving side any day of the week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 42.
There's a reason why you got more than your children. You ever thought about that? Even when they make more money than you.
Better at handling it.
They'll be back.
Better, yeah, exactly. Leonard, what is wrong with that? Or is anything wrong with it, man? Being 42 years old, a young man living at home with your mom. Is there anything wrong with that, Leonard?
You know, I like the way you said it before. You made a comment. That boy's still at home.
Yeah.
That's why he's still at home. Because he's just a boy still.
Wow.
It's not
at 42.
Well, and you know, I looked at it different ways because I like what Ryan said. And a lot of times now, a lot of people are in this situation. And, you know, I would hope the only thing if there's a mental problem, I'm concerned. If there's a deficit, I'm concerned. But for any other reason, let's throw all the other stuff out for the reasons why I moved on from home very early. And pretty soon, what man stuff are you doing?
Exactly.
See, I wasn't so disrespectful as to bring somebody to my mother's house. So when I wanted to do man things, I had to have my own place.
Exactly.
When I wanted to present to other people that I was able to take care of myself, I went out and got my own. And so that's my concern. And when I talk with my youngest, with my son, I want to make sure you have a desire to be independent. Because I'm not going to sit there and say it's wrong or right. I want to know why. Like Tucson said, it depends on who you staying with.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of single mothers these days will allow a lot of things.
Why do you think that is?
I think some of it has to do with their own security. And it also has a lot to do with an inappropriate attachment. A lot of attachments are inappropriate, and these attachments that we develop predict a lot of the rest of our lives. As much as I loved my mother, I knew the value of having my own and her wanting me to have my own. It was clear to me and made clear to me, a man makes his own way. And there is no negotiation about it.
No.
I can have $1 million in the bank and still stay with my mother if there's a good purpose for it. If we have a family farm, for instance, and that's our business, we stay on the farm.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing why you got a 8-bedroom house and you the only one stay there.
Don't make sense to me.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to be clear that we're not trying to demonize a person that is in that situation, because there are some people that stay because they just love their parents that much and they want to look out for their safety and take care of them, and they can't stay by themselves. The problem is he a burden to who he stays with? That's the problem. You're looking at someone else's situation.
And she said one of the things about it, Raheem, and she told me, she said he's messy. I try to get him not to be messy, but he's been messy ever since he was a little boy. He's still messy.
Oh, I got a messy one. and you know, it's rough, very difficult for me.
Yeah.
Because I would hope that then I got one that's gonna clean you know, he's gonna take care of fold and put away and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to make sure, you know, we're dealing with the character issue. If there's a character issue, you need to get some help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
exactly.
one, if I'm gonna stay with you, you're not gonna even know I'm there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's one thing about it. You won't even know I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's not demonize that, because in this day and age when people are struggling to make ends meet, a lot of people are living together. More families are living together now just to make it.
I saw this thing on it might have been 60 Minutes, one of the shows I saw it on, where they were saying friends are actually coming together, friends, and buying houses together.
Yes. Well, that's what we all was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you
before
know,
they get married, before they
that's shacking.
Yeah.
You know, when you was doing it with a woman or opposite sex and y'all was sharing the bed, that was shacking.
Mm-hmm. No. These are just friends. Like they actually were showing two young ladies,
right.
And they wasn't like they were just.
And now you notice in major markets that's the norm.
Yeah.
In major markets, that's the norm, because it's an investment. It's an investment for two people. All it takes is the contract to do it.
Yep.
And you know, sharing responsibility. But see, that's why he messy and won't clean up. He not doing his part if everybody else cleaning up. So let's not demonize this type of living, because in different cultures or whatever, this is absolutely normal. It has a purpose and it's very appropriate.
Wow.
But when you notice a character issue, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's when the problem comes in, because one, we're trying to encourage our sons to get out and get their own and become independent.
Yeah.
You should, and especially, you know, a person who lives with his or her parents should have a pile of money in the closet.
Exactly. Somewhere.
If they ain't paying no bills or nothing like that, you should have a pile of money. Say money should not be an issue to you because you don't have no responsibilities.
How many stacks you need? How many stacks you need?
Exactly.
5,
so helping and contributing to a household is appropriate and healthy, but not when people are taking advantage of one another.
Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. 42 years old, grown man, still living at home. Is that a problem? Good morning, Mom. I see you watching over there, baby. Love you, love you, love you, love you, and love you dearly. Thank you for watching. I definitely appreciate you. Ryan, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm with Leonard on this one too. I've been seeing this since probably early 2000s. Back when I was delivering pizza, I would roll up to this big elaborate house, and they would welcome me in. And in the front, when you walk in the foyer, you're looking around and you're kind of confused, because there's a house on the left and a house on the right, and they have a common family room, but everything else is split between these two, and they custom built it that way. And when I asked the gentleman what the point was, he said, "Well, this side of the house is mine, and this side of the house is my brother's. Wow. We have both of our families live here, and we know what's coming, so we get prepared. We just split the cost." Like, wow, genius. I have no problem with splitting bills down the middle, but you 42 sitting on your behind at home making a mess for your parents and ain't paying no bills, you got to go.
Yeah. It's time.
And at some point, I'm gonna lace my boots up and escort you out the door. If you ain't contributing, that's a whole different story. If you're unsuccessful, excuse me, you had some sort of a mental disability or a physical disability, that's different, man. But if you are grown, supposed to be adult, and you are physically able, mentally able, you're an able-bodied individual, we'll cut all the extra text out. You need to be out there doing something for yourself. Not only are you a burden to your parents because you're not helping out, but you're burdening your spirit, your own spirit.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Because if you're sitting at home doing nothing, you're depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And you're making yourself depressed. You can't get out and drive. You're making yourself depressed. You're not working. You're making yourself depressed. And I know that sounds crazy, right? Oh, nobody wants to work, but it's good for your soul.
Yeah.
It's good for your mind.
Yes.
To be around other people, to converse, even if you don't even like each other.
Mm-hmm.
I got plenty of people in here I don't like.
Yeah.
But I still converse with them,
mm-hmm.
and we get along. It teaches you life skills.
Exactly. And it's good for you, and good for your pocket too. Good for your pocket too when you doing the check.
Oh, yeah.
It's good for your pocket. Yeah, your pocket. Your pocket will thank you. Kurt, talk to me, man. Is that an issue? 42 years old, grown man still living at home with his mother. Is that an issue? Kurt, you there? Kurt is wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Toussaint, talk to him, and we'll move on to another topic. What's on your heart, Toussaint? What's going on with my phone line, man? My phone line acted up this morning.
I put my phone away from it because, some people have you talking about work, man. If you don't work,
Come on now. But 42 years old and still living with mama is Toussaint.
What's his condition, his mental capacity?
He's fine. There's nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Oh, okay. How's his family feel about that?
Now that that part I don't know. I don't know. She got other kids that's grown. She got other kids that's grown and gone. He's the baby.
Oh, well, I know some. There's a word called suckers. Not a sucker. Sucker. It's not on a tree. Hinders its growth.
Lord Jesus.
There are people that are suckers.
Mm-hmm.
They take. And they don't stop taking until you stop them from taking.
But from their mama?
From their mama? Man, look, let me tell you something. I knew a family that just was thinking about what you just said. Their mama had to lock up the TV because she had at least 2 or 3 children that would take from her when she was in a place where she wasn't guarding her own stuff. Because they were suckers. But they was hindering their own growth. Wait, Raheem, now, let me say something. Do you know that there are people, unfortunately, waiting for their parents to die?
Wow.
So they can get everything that their parents work for? And so they want to be in place when they kick over.
Or some like the Melendez brothers that killed their parents.
Put them in the nursing home time they get sick.
Yeah.
When they get Alzheimer's, they ain't gonna take care of them. You ever saw children that they cry and weep and holler and scream when their parents dead because now they got to do for themselves?
Wow.
You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Sure. So we're full of them.
And
now here's the other kicking part of it. If and it is true that this world ain't gonna get no better. Isn't it possible that you may have to consider one day allowing your children to come back home? Everybody stay get you a big enough house.
Yeah.
And everybody stay under the same roof and put in together like some nationalities do. And before you know it, ain't that something? They own the whole block.
Yep.
And they own the stores that you can't go in. We should learn from some people. I'm gonna just throw that out there for free. They moved to this country together. Their work ethics are fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
They come, and the one that can speak the best English, he's the supervisor or the foreman. And the rest of them, they get up early in the morning. They be at work on time. They work until break time. They get back to working after break time. They break at lunch. Now here's the thing. They might drink them a beer. They might do something else, But when lunch time's over, if they in the construction business, they right back at work.
Yeah.
After work, what they do is they get in a almost brand new vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Construction, big truck that has 4 doors. They all get in it together, and they stay in the same house.
Yeah.
That they are fixing on.
Mm-hmm.
That we don't want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they fix that house, buy that house, and sell that house, and get another one.
Mm-hmm.
Tell everybody own their own house. How you like them apples?
Wow. That's good. That's good. That's good. Ryan, talk to me, brother.
My bad. I'm too busy clowning in chat. But yeah, I can't I can't say enough. Like, it becomes a mental disability, right? You can be perfectly fine, but you're sitting at home on your butt playing video games, whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to find something to keep yourself occupied if you're staying at the crib. Or if you're out there working, why aren't you contributing?
Exactly.
If you got a job, you should be. Like, that should be on the forefront of your mind. I'm working. Maybe I should help mama out. She helping me out.
Mm-hmm.
There shouldn't even be a question. Shouldn't even be part of the thought process. It should be instantaneous. Here you go, mama. It's just like paying tithes. Here you go, my mama. I'm gonna give you 50% of the rent.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the rip.
Yeah.
Shouldn't even be a thought, right? But that's adulting. And I think I had just kind of said it in chat a little bit ago. You might even be scared of the real world.
Right.
Right.
I haven't heard anybody talk on that yet, right? Could see what's going on out there. Because, I mean, we talk about it all the time. Street's crazy right now. Don't nobody give a rip about nobody. It might be overwhelming for somebody.
Wow.
Bring them to a point of fear. I'm going to just stay at home with mama. Or mama and daddy, whatever it is. I mean, I can picture that, right? I can see that, because even being the person that I am and being able to go into whatever circle I want to go into and go wherever I want to go, I still tiptoe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy out here.
Yeah.
I don't ever leave the house without the heat. Never.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I just don't know, right?
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that could be something, but that's a conversation that needs to be had. Baby, what is it? Why won't you leave?
Yeah.
At some point, you have to have the dialect.
Mm-hmm.
You got to explain this to me. You are my baby, but you a grown man. Why are you still up under me?
Exactly.
What's the reason? What's going on?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, what's really happening? What's really happening? Leonard, I heard you nodding in approval. What's on your heart, brother?
That, like, exactly what Ryan was talking about. You have to notice when there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's fear, if it's anything, if you have to know if your child is feeling like they can't do it. But what's frustrating, like with my son, I will help you as long as you help yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What's the plan? Don't let them give you no BS, because I can tell you a number of BS response. Well, I just need a little time off to get myself together. You ain't been doing nothing yourself yet. What you mean, get yourself together?
Mm-hmm.
just tell me the plan, because if the plan is reasonable and rational, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I am learning to control my temper when I hear such things.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of, when you listen to a person, you can tell their maturity level.
Yeah.
42, if you ain't got it together by now, that shouldn't be a response when somebody asks you something.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend, he had his own place, and then when his mother wanted him to stay with her, sometimes he'd stay over there and things like that. And she just liked having him around. That was her only child.
Mm-hmm.
And so he took care of her that way. But at the same time, she understood that, yeah, mama, I come over, stay with you sometime, do whatever you want, but I live across town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My
He was
address
able
is
to, it's a man, women, hint.
Mm-hmm.
If he ain't got his, he sure can't do nothing for you.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I ain't never lived on no woman. It was never attractive to me to do that. But now I see so much of it.
Mm-hmm.
And ladies, before you start hunching and mating, can he take care of you and a child?
Yeah.
Can he? I mean, it's okay to be on a rough patch, but when was your patch flourishing?
Mm-hmm. Leonard done use my word hunching. That's my word.
Hey, because old folks hit you with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You in here telling me everything, but I know you're hunching is what I know you doing.
Exactly.
So don't play me for no fool. Don't take advantage of me. I remember when folks would, my grandmother in them house, they had them rooms upstairs where, you never know who was going to need them rooms.
Gonna pop their head out their door. Yes, absolutely.
Some of y'all got uncles been with your mama 30 years.
When you leaving?
Yeah, I mean, they was just maybe them, thinking about when people had lots of kids.
Yeah.
Like 12 and 13 kids, and 9 of them may have done well. But you got them folks still come stay with mama because they may be street people or something. You never know a situation. But don't allow yourself to be taken advantage of. Set rules, set regulations, because one thing about me, I'm going to make my own rules. So I'm going to need my own stuff in my own place and everything. So when you come to my house, I control what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my house. And every man, ladies, hint, should be able to establish a household.
Absolutely. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Good to change the topic. Anybody got anything else they want to say on this topic before we move on to the next one?
Get out the house.
Curtis, are you back with us?
Hey, Rodney.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, I'm back. Hey, I sent you I sent that podcast to you. I sent it to your phone though.
Okay, got you. Okay. Talk to him. What do you say about this young man, Curtis? Is he okay?
I think I came in when y'all was in the middle of it. What's going on with the young man?
Well, the young man is 42 years old. His mother had a friend come over to visit, and she sit there and she observed the whole situation, the friend. And they had a conversation toward the end. And she said, now he's 42 years old, still living at home with his mom. His friend told the mother, said, that boy ain't gonna never leave you. That boy ain't gonna never leave. 42 years old, still staying at home with mama. Curtis, is that a problem? And he's very stable now. There's no mental situation going on. Let's get that out of there. There's none. Is that okay?
If he's very stable, what's the mama's situation? Because that don't sound stable. It sounds like he appears to be stable because of monetary games, like because he has a job or whatever, but that don't mean that he's psychologically stable. Because no man at 42 who is set, who has a good life going on, this, that, and the third, is going to want to stay with his mom.
And he's the baby boy now. Her other kids are grown and gone. They grown and gone. They out. They doing very well for themselves. This is the baby boy, last born, won't leave.
Yeah, he ain't cut the cord yet.
Wow. That's good. 508-924-3521. We just got to call. Let me see what this is. Cassandra, I got to hear. How was that party, Cassandra? Tell me about it. Tell me something good. I know y'all had a great time. Good morning. How you doing this morning? Cassandra?
I'm here.
Okay, there you go.
What did you just say?
How was that party? Tell me how it was.
It was amazing.
I knew it was.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I know it.
Yeah.
I already know it. Now, did you dance your shoes off? Cassandra?
No, but I danced till I'm Ben Gay aided.
Wow. You've been gay to get. You've been gay to get.
Ben gated it. Yeah,
exactly.
It was It was amazing. We had I had several people come from out of town. It was just really nice.
Good deal. Glad you had a good time, and happy birthday again. Cassandra, I need to ask you a question though. A friend of mine had a friend to come to visit her, and we talked about this Thursday. And the friend sit there and she watched, observed the whole situation, and she told her, she said, listen, your son ain't gonna never leave you, is he? Now, the son is 42 years old, still staying at home with mama. He don't have any mental issues. Everything is fine. She's fine. But Cassandra, what do you say about somebody, a grown man, 42 years old, still staying with his mama?
I mean, I don't see the problem with it. As long as he's happy, she's happy. I mean, everybody doesn't want to be out there, doing their thing, in their own. Everybody doesn't have that type of spirit. They don't want that, and as long as both of them are content, I see absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Wow.
And I think women, no, I really don't. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
What is the problem? They haven't done anything. They don't have any conflict with each other. Let him stay or her stay as long as they want, as long as both of them are okay with it. So that's just me. And, I'm sure other people will make them get out. Why are they going to get out there? They're independent. They're working. When I say independent, they're not depending on the parent for anything. They, go ahead. I mean, stay as long as you want. I had an uncle that stayed with my grandmother. He never married until the day he died, but he worked hard. He made sure she was okay. He took care of his own self. He didn't depend on her. You know what I'm saying? As far as financially or anything, that's just the way some people are, and it's okay. And I hate when people make it sound like it's not okay. What's not okay about it? Both persons are content. They're happy. They're okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
That's your stance on it. That's how you feel about it. And I appreciate your honesty.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your honesty. Tucson, what do you say to that? They're okay. They're happy. Leave them alone.
If they happy, I mean, hey, I'm like the same. Mind my business. But ain't nobody over 21 when I say that. Now, it depends on if they're having a hard time. They can come stay for a month, couple of weeks, something like that. But sooner or later, you're gonna have to be on your way out. Don't get comfortable. That's just me.
Don't take your shoes off.
Don't take your shoes off, and don't bring your kids. I mean that. I love my grandchildren. You know why? All of them stay out of town. Love them.
Wow.
Got 4 of them stay in Mexico, not Mexico City, Mexico. Love on them. I get a chance to see them when they own, they post something and stuff like that. So I ain't got to keep that one of them. It's not my children.
Wow.
Sounds kind of selfish, huh?
Just a tad bit. Just a tad.
Just
a tad bit. Just a tad bit.
Okay. To you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm saying when you have somebody stay in your house other than yourself, it's costing. It's going to cost you. They check in the refrigerator to see what's in it. They don't just go get it. They open it and look. Every time they go in a room, they leave the light on. That's what is that hotel for? They'll leave the light on for you, not me.
Motel 6. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they'll leave the light on. I ain't said nothing about that. That's not my advertisement. We some people, it's fine if it's fine, but something happened along the way to allow that. Maybe it's benefiting the mama. They'll never know. Let me say something else, and I shut my mouth. Some, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, some women don't even realize that their son is their man.
Wow.
I'm not talking about intimately.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah. I'm with you. Wow.
You with me?
Yes, sir.
And they don't no other man. They wonder why they can't get no other man, because the man of the house is the son. And he know it. Wow. And so the only one she can have that's grown in the house is her son, because ain't no other man gonna tolerate it.
Wow.
There you go.
There you go. Willow.
Good morning.
Good morning, young lady.
Morning, right.
You walked into one. You walked into one this morning. You walked into one, Willow. And I'm asking you the question. Got a friend. She had a friend to come over and visit her, and we talked about this Thursday. And the friend looked at her and said, "Listen, you know your son ain't gonna never leave. He ain't gonna never leave this house." Now, it may be factual, because this son is a grown man, healthy, mentally stable, and everything, 42 years old, still staying at home. Willow said, is that a problem?
It's so funny because I got so many friends who households are just like that. This one particular young lady, she has 6 sons. Well, she had 6 sons, and 3 of them got killed in the street. And 2 of her sons are still living at her house. And
do you think that's a protection? That's a protection mechanism for her because she's lost 3?
I think as a whole, the whole family is probably covering each other. And it's no problem for her because she's comfortable with it. But she also has a friend. I want to say he's a friend that's been in her life over maybe 20-some years in a relationship. But he lives in his own separate apartment. And he does that because of that very reason. That she has grown sons. And they're very protective of her. So the situation caused a lot of problems because of the 2 sons being in the house with her. And both of them, well, one of them has children. He has 2 sons that he actually got. He actually is the single parent. The mother not even has custody of the kids. And so, it is a problem for her because of the fact that she feels that sometimes they're overbearing. And she's still, so it is. It can become a problem, and I understand the situation. So, but right, that's tough.
Wow, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Leonard,
that's a tough one. But she got to make up her mind, though. I mean, it's her life. I mean, is she gonna go over with her kids? Are they gonna venture out and get their own household. I mean, that's something you got to really think about.
Mm-hmm.
Because as life go on, she gets older, and then they might venture off into their own life. Then what's going to happen? She's going to be by herself. So you got to ask yourself those questions. That's on my heart right here.
Wow. Leonard, talk to me.
Yeah, I think everybody is in the right place when it comes to the issue, because we know so many people in the situation right now, but there's a difference between a person that has a mental issue related to it and someone who doesn't. And sometimes it makes good sense. I would advise our culture, don't handicap. See, a lot of times we handicap, and before we start teaching and telling them what they need to do, you can stay with me as long as you would like. That's a bad mistake. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because see, a lot of times by you staying with your mama, make her still treat you like a little boy.
Yep.
I had a conversation with a young lady. It's obvious that you and your mother haven't had a grown folks conversation. My mother always respected me as a man. And never did she make it as if I had any other choice but to be a man. She would point out men that had made bad choices as an example of who not to be like. So I would advise you who have young kids in development right now, tweak that message. Tweak that message.
Yeah.
Because what's really horrible is some of y'all is letting them bring who they hunching in your house and stay. Now you taking care of this verbiage that they may not stand outside of our culture. Now you got two overgrown, Negroes living in your house, doing what they want to do, and you feeding them, you making sure they got electric and water and everything else. Why would they leave? Why would they leave? Do you have rules in your house? Like, remember the old folks? I don't care how pregnant she was. I went to my grandmama's house. We wasn't married at the time, right? Yeah, baby, glad to meet you. Oh, I'm gonna have me a new grandbaby and blah, blah, blah. But now you gonna sleep upstairs.
Yeah.
And he gonna sleep in the room downstairs. Because you don't lay at her house and don't be married.
And I'm gonna lock the stairs, so ain't no going up and down them steps.
And I'm gonna tell you how she said it because it was so funny. And she was talking to my wife. Yeah, ain't gonna be no laying in arms tonight.
Yeah.
She was clear.
Yeah.
When old folks didn't play games, and you respected their house.
Yeah.
Sometimes you didn't bring no liquor in their house. You didn't have company in their house.
Yep.
You can have rules in your house, and that help kids leave. And that because they want to make their own rules, and that helps motivate them. So send that message.
Exactly.
Not the get out when you're 18 message, not the I'm sick of you message, or this, that, or the other. And people criticize others. Y'all just too hard. Most kids get kicked out because they don't follow rules.
Yep.
That's why they get kicked out. It ain't that nobody put them out because they didn't like them no more. They if you want to do what you want to do, support your own habit somewhere else. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Kirk, talk to me. Cassandra coming to you next.
No, that is right. That is right. A lot of times it's because folks want to do what they want to do when they want to do it. And they think that is okay. They think that's acceptable. Me personally,
I don't. You know what? I thank God every day for my boys, man.
Mm-hmm.
Even to my oldest, who, he took his stab at that street life for a minute. But even in doing that, he understood that, like, okay, look, if this is what I'm doing, 10 toes down, you know what I mean? I can't expect for my family to condone this right here.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like I couldn't live in that kind of situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, what you doing, man?
I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here on the radio with you.
Oh, somebody was just like, it was just reading something. I ain't know what that was. That one you?
Oh, yeah, that was me. I'm reading the letter.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You threw me off there for a second, there, brother. You kind of threw me off. You were talking. You said, "Yeah, man." He said, "Whoa, hey, Cassandra."
Yeah, man.
No, you good, brother. I'm just picking at you.
Okay.
Cassandra, talk to me. You say you see nothing wrong with it. It's okay.
Yeah, because I've known over the years, I've known several people, I mean, in different decades, several people who never left home. They stayed home and they were happy. Their parent was happy. Of course, they helped or they took care of the bills,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody had a problem with it. This is my thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If they're good, they're mentally healthy, they're physically healthy. Why? I mean, why would you need to leave, or unless you want to? That's what I'm saying. If the parent is okay and you okay, why would anybody else even mention it? Because I don't understand why the friend would even mention it. If he ain't never gonna leave. So what? He's my son. He wants to live at home. I'm okay with him living at home. He's paying bills at home. What I don't get the problem. I don't. It's what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're content with it. And for you to even say something, it's a problem for me because it's none of your
Dang on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That word. Listen. It ain't none of your business.
Mm-hmm.
Business, not even business.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't none of your business.
Exactly.
What they do at their house.
Wow.
And stay out of it. Mind your own business.
Mm-hmm.
Just mind your own business.
There you go. Anybody have anything that you want to say before we move on?
God bless you, Cassandra.
Wow.
Can I come say?
Go ahead. Say something.
Can I come say?
Oh, Lord. Go ahead, Kurt.
Happy belated birthday, sir.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, good deal. We're gonna switch up the topic for a second here, and I'm asking this question right here. I was looking at something on that same show. I think it was just 60 Minutes or whatever that show was. I was looking at over the weekend, and they was talking about how they're putting these factories, and y'all don't seen it before. These factories in the underprivileged communities that's releasing stuff, gases and toxins and all kind of stuff in the soil, and people are breathing in, and it's causing cancers and all kind of different things. Leonard, is that by design? Is it are they strategically doing this? Let me say it in that way. Do you think it's strategically done where they place them where they want to place them in underprivileged communities? Because a lot of these people are saying, they can't afford to move, and they're putting these factories in here, and is emitting all these poisons, I see it that way, into the atmosphere. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
It's very strategic, but not strategic to the point of just working towards your demise. Mm-hmm. Now, that sometimes there are things that are done in communities because they're necessary. Like, say, for instance, we have property here where I'm staying, and in the back of the property, I gave them an easement, for instance.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
To put a pipe through.
Mm-hmm.
Because as the community grew, you need bigger sewage capabilities and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we cannot overlook the strategic discrimination that goes on with this type of planning as well. And the reason why it happens is because you're not showing up to keep it from happening. See, the people in the neighborhoods that don't invested their money and are owners of their homes and all of that, when you propose to them, we gonna put a fact, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're not here, you're not. And we'll make sure every last one of you that supported are removed from these offices that you've been elected to.
Yes.
And see, the problem with marginalized communities is that you don't make an outcry, or you don't know. You don't go to the meeting. Now, they don't put them signs on all the poles about what they plan to do. They hold a meeting every week or so. 2 and 3 people show up.
Yeah.
You know, oh, why we got all these liquor stores in the neighborhood? Because your city councils and your county commissions are approving the license for them. That's why.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to understand how things work. There are some we've seen, if you study, we've seen projects that have gone in and completely disenfranchised African-American business communities. Whole highway through neighborhood. A whole highway.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you should be sitting right now and say, we got to get rid of eminent domain. Eminent domain is the biggest tool of people that have been elected that are more supporting corporate interest than people interests. And when you allow these people to sit in those seats, they don't care nothing about you. They got to leave your house away. You gonna go.
Yeah.
We're fighting just now to make sure that they're still offering our communities market value. Wait a minute. You don't came and paid all them people X dollars amount, but then when you got over here, that's 10 times less.
Yep. Exactly.
We want the opportunity to be bought out. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's what you have to get involved in, especially if you're in one of those communities and you see those types of things happening. You got to know what's on your cities. I've said it before. Every city or county usually has a plan for the next 20 years or so, right? And it's a published plan. And if there's a new apartment complex where your house is at right now, there's a plan to take those homes.
Yep. Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. We're talking about it, y'all. We're talking about it today. The underprivileged communities are being sabotaged, however you say that fancy word. I went to public school, y'all, but and they're putting all these factories and stuff in there that's emitting all these toxics into the soil, into the air, into the people. Well, is it by design?
I was thinking about that because I was looking at all the manufacturing places around the area where I live. Matter of fact, I worked at M&M Mars, which was like 7 minutes away from where I live. But it's not a toxic place. We made candy, and we didn't put any fumes or anything out that were harmful to the neighborhood. And if you looked at that plant, it didn't look like a plant, a warehouse, or even a manufacturing place. And then we had like a bakery. We got a bakery about maybe 10 minutes away from me, which is also in an area that is not so, it's like around an area off the way. I'm looking at it's a bakery that makes a lot of bread and so the only places that I really know that factories live in that kind of area is really Indiana, but which is another state. But I mean, rent is cheap. I mean, you can really buy cheap housing over there. So you have a choice knowing that those things are out there in that area. I mean, it's a lot of oil places and because you can smell it when you go through that highway, you could smell the toxins and you could smell the oil, and you could tell that you're entering Indiana.
Wow.
But not here in Illinois. I can't see, and I'm just looking around all the places that I go to, and I don't see that. Even right off of Cicero, there's a like an oil place, but the way that they keep it, they're shielding it with a hard covering, and you don't smell toxic fumes or anything like that. So, well, Leonard knows, because he's definitely, to me, a professional in that area, where he knows a lot about things that go on because of the voting process. And anytime it comes with business, come on now, come on. It's some of it, not all of it. I'm not gonna put it all in the same place. A lot of it is underhanded. That's what happened in the city of Chicago when our mayor had sold our the things that you put the coins in for parking. He sold it. He outright sold it out to a company outside the city of Chicago.
Wow.
So there was some underhanded mess going on. So they're trying to get that back now, which I don't know if they'll get it back, because that was a forever contract. So yeah, to me, Leonard is like the expert on this one, and that's what's on my heart right here.
Good deal. Good deal. Let's go to Ryan. Ryan, what's on your heart? Cassandra, coming to you next. What do you think about this situation? Is it real? Is it reality? Ryan, does it really happen?
I think it does in certain scenarios, certain places. Where I grew up, we had the Cars factory, Cars Nuts. We had Wonder Bread. We had all these facilities making food type things, but then we had chemical plants and stuff too. But really what it was is, like Willis said, rent's cheap. So they buy up that land because they could get it for cheap, because, let's just be honest, some people don't want to stay in them neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So they buy them up. And then the caveat is all the people in the area working at them places.
Wow.
So it's like a double-edged sword. You got some sort of chemicals going around. You got food and bakeries and stuff like that. But at the same time, they're affording people jobs. So they don't have to drive, way out the way.
So it's a double whammy. They're killing them twice.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, but let's be realistic. Don't nobody want to work, but you got to work to survive. And it don't matter what environment you work in, you're killing yourself. Whether it's stress, mental health, whatever you want to say. But that's just me being optimistic, right? But I think that there are a lot of places that buy up and move in, that's putting stuff that's bad into the environment. I can remember some spots in Tennessee that be way out the way, like Calhoun. You go out to Calhoun, it's a big old factory out there. Only thing they got is a Hardee's and that factory and a bunch of broke white folks.
Wow.
But it's chemicals everywhere. You can see it running in the water and stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
Like you look down at a creek and it's got some rainbow colors in there. You probably don't want to fish in that.
I wouldn't want to. Don't
no. So I guess it's like Leonard was saying, if you're not going to the meetings, you're not showing up to voice your concerns, then when it comes down to the come down, sit down and shut your mouth. You got nothing to complain about if you didn't complain before it happened. If you didn't rally the troops, that's on you.
Yeah. Wow.
That's my opinion.
Sit down and take what happened to you. Right?
Can I add something, Raheem?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
There are forms of government that have been created to usurp the authority and the power of the elected. And and be very aware of the power in the city charter as it relates to city managers.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all familiar with Flint, Michigan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A particular city manager was appointed to that council that changed the water supply in Flint.
Mm-hmm.
And we see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I challenge everybody to check the charter of your city and where the power truly is in your city. City managers are not elected. They are appointed. And a lot of times, if you're working in or you're living in a city that has a weak mayor, then the council carries the power in your area.
Mm-hmm.
But they're elected. Remember that. But I want you to really be aware of the city manager's authority.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes the desire of the city manager overrides your elected officials.
Mm-hmm.
And God forbid you hire elected officials that just go along with everything that your city manager says.
Mm-hmm.
That's how your vote loses power and you get disenfranchised. And going back, like I made a comment that Ryan made, it ain't never just like that, brother.
Wow.
Oh, well, it's either this. No, you must fight for these conditions and fight against these poor conditions in your community. We're fighting for a greener, more efficient, less pollution, and all of that. And every living, breathing soul deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, well, we're going to die of something anyway. No, it has been proven. Certain chemicals that ran through your drinking water that came from that factory, and you see all these cases of cancer clustered around this particular cancer.
Mm-hmm.
These people knew that before they put it in the water.
Yeah.
General Motors didn't even want to use the water.
Wow.
Because of how it would corrode. So you have to be aware of these things. There are people that don't care about you, your air, your water, your soil, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to buy a house, pull the environmental report on your house.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sitting on top of something that you really wouldn't want to be sitting on top of?
Exactly. And the thing about it, man, I know when I lived in Augusta, man, they had this big thing going on over there, man. It was a section of Augusta where they say the soil was so toxic. People was dying, and much like you said, Leonard, it was all kind of cancers and stuff like that. There was actually people was falling from it, man. And it was all in the soil. They say everybody had they need to just destroy that whole area, tear down all the houses and everything that's in the area. And they said, I think they said somebody, nothing could inhibit that part for about, I think they said about 10 years.
Yeah, cities have been abandoned.
Yeah, for about 10 years. Yeah, 10 or 12 years. Nothing could be there for that amount of time so they can get it out. I was like, wow, man. And the people was living there, man. And it was people that could not afford to go nowhere else.
And no job is worth that.
None. No, not at all. Not at all. Cassandra, talk to me, sis.
Yeah, I don't know whether we realize it, but Atlanta, Forbes magazine said that Atlanta was one of the most toxic cities in the country.
Wow.
Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
The city's combination of, this was in 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's 21,000 tons of environmental waste. In spite of its charm, the city's combination of air pollution, contaminated land, and atmospheric chemicals has got it rated as the most toxic city in the country. That's Forbes magazine. Remember that now.
Wow.
And in my hometown, we had a area called Silver Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody from Charleston know that area. There were factories, and I lived in downtown Charleston. The minute you headed out to North Charleston, which is where the Silver Hill area, you could see the toxic, the fumes from that particular factory that was on the water, that was on the water. But that smell was so, it smelled so, you would get a headache just driving through that area.
Good Lord.
And they found out later that multiple people in that little area called Silver Hill died from cancer. I mean, multiple residents. I mean, like, it was abnormally high, the amount of people that died in that one little area from cancer. So it is definitely a real
thing. They knew. So with the numbers being as they were, they knew. They had to know.
They knew. Yeah. They knew, but no one really. You talking a small Black community where it was people that lived there forever, and they didn't realize. You know what I'm saying? They didn't realize what was happening, but at some point they realized that these toxins were related to the people's high rate of cancer.
Wow, man, and that's really, that's sick, man. That you would people would do that to other people, knowing what they're doing to them, knowing that they're living just, they're killing them. You're killing them. You're killing them. Well,
that ain't Raheem. I mean, in this life here, you know what drives what people do, and it's money.
Yeah,
money.
You know,
yeah.
Oh, money and power. You know, mostly important is the money. They want to keep the independence over the poor people. You know, over those who are just one check away from living on the street. It's called business.
Wow.
And I was talking to, while I was at work yesterday, I work, of course, y'all know I work for the White Sox. And it's a seasonal job that I do. And this young lady was, you know, because the White Sox are not really winning, we have something like maybe 400 employees on the, that are employed, but they're only using maybe anything except for the first day everybody was able to work. But after that, they got a seniority number. And the seniority number has been really low. And the young lady that I was working with, she was like upset because a lot of the people that are on the list are not even, you know, don't have an opportunity to work. And I was just telling her, I said, it's a business. I said, people are running a business according to that bottom line. And if they're not seeing a profit, people are not working. I say, think about it if it was your business. I mean, I'm not trying to be not sympathetic to people not working, but you got to look at it from a business standpoint. And then if you are employ yourself through a seasonal job, and you know you need a job to take care of your everyday finances, that wouldn't be the only job that you got. And so I was just trying to explain to her that a business is going to run it according to that profit line. If they're not making any money, then it doesn't make sense to them to have people there, to have a higher labor budget, and to have, you know, and they haven't got money coming in. Baseball is the highest sport that I know. That the sportsmen get paid more than football or basketball. And I don't understand that one. But anyway, yeah, if they're not making money, then they're not going to have the people there working. So, yeah, it's all about money and power.
Wow.
Raheem, come on.
Wow.
We know that.
And that's and that's a sad reality. You're absolutely right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
is.
It's a sad reality, though.
Reality of life.
Yeah. Toussaint, talk to me, brother. Thank you.
I think about you ever thought about what the filtering system for areas is? Trees. We build and build and build and build and build, cutting down trees. And it filters. But when you take it down, you tear them down, you dig them up, and there's no more trees in those about the houses. Where's the filter?
You're taking away, you're eliminating it. You're eliminating it.
Oh, yeah. So we help killing each other for ourselves, just because we want to stay in the nice neighborhood or a new neighborhood, and so we root them out, get rid of all the animals. They don't go nowhere. That's why you got possums and coons all over the place. They stay right around. Mountain lions.
Mountain lions.
Yeah. You don't believe it?
Yeah.
We got an area. We got bears. And I was walking into work. I'm walking on one side of the street, and a coyote on the other side.
Did you speak to him?
I stayed as close to my side as I could, and he stayed as close to his side as he could. I think we was both scared of each other.
There you
I
go.
wasn't there to run. I was
Exactly.
You said you was pretty fast. Yeah.
Stayed too far from Chevron. And you can see the smokestacks from the house. How do you think that's working out? Well, see, they making money.
Yeah.
And long as they making money, folks with money, and we want to stay, man, I stay my Chevron. I mean, I stay my
Take a breath. Take a breath.
Tucson, what you doing over there, man? Man, what you doing over there, man? You get you some water. Get you some water.
I'm telling you the thing. Staying by the point.
Look here, we talking about all this toxic stuff. You over there coughing like you need some water, man.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm just this is how you say that when you do it by example?
Yeah. Okay, I guess you. Hey, look.
What you saying? Oh, I say about where Chevron is. Right?
Yeah, I ain't saying a word.
I stay in that neighborhood right next to it.
Look, I ain't saying a word. You good, man.
And I just wanted to be clear. This reason why I came on is I want people to understand elections are coming up. Local is your politics. And just to share with you a situation where we got here where I got to get involved and get people mobilized and motivated. When you have people in charge that don't want to hear your opinion and you voted for them, we got some commissioners right now that tried to pull up a vote to get rid of public opinion at the Newton County meetings.
Wow.
In Newton County, Georgia.
Wow.
You know exactly who I'm speaking to.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this broadcast.
I'm
gonna do everything I can to keep you from getting reelected because that's foul. The very people that elected you and put in that seat, now you don't want to hear their opinion. Y'all got councils doing business like that, and don't think that they got to be another color because they be same color as us. In our communities, passing bills and policies and everything against our best interests. And they have the nerve to not even want you to come and say anything about it.
Don't want to hear none of your voice.
Boy, Raheem, if this wasn't a Christian show.
It'll be a whole different conversation.
And I can really tell you what I think about elected Negroes that side with corporate interest.
Wow.
After our people have fought so hard for the rights to vote and control our communities. I mentioned a word on here, I think before, community land trust. Go look it up. Find out what you can do in your community about blighted areas. Getting people together to buy them up and put them in trust so you don't have to worry about what someone else wants to do with them. Go educate yourself. And then when you learn, go teach somebody else. This is what's going on.
Yep.
Don't let your kids grow up believing they don't have no say so. What ain't gonna change if I vote. That's why we in the situation. Because we're not even going down and voting against what is not in our best interest. The elected officials are people that go to your churches, your kids go to school with their kids and everything. But as soon as you put them in the seat, now they want to justify closing your school down. So you have to be aware of people's motivations and interests that sit in these seats of power where you're at. Things are not just happening. There are people that are controlling what is happening. So you need to get as close to that table and make sure you got representatives at that table to make sure you getting a piece.
Exactly.
I love the way Maynard Jackson did it here in Atlanta back in the day, which is the reason why there's so much wealth in the African American communities here. If Atlanta grows, everybody needs to grow. Everybody, if we're going to have a SPLOST initiative, you no longer going to either get this SPLOST passed without telling me whether or not the money's going to fix my street. No, you're not going to. Well, you're going to write it into the plans and the initiative that this street will be fixed and repaired. You're not going to take all the money you raise and then go over to another side of town and fix all lay streets. And now I got to get tires. That's why you got to get tires every month.
Every month.
Because of the conditions of your roadways and the infrastructure and things of that nature. We will actually let our tax dollars be taken and spent on the other side of town. And don't say nothing about it. That's why the city messed up. Because you allow it to happen. So go down there and see what's going on for this election.
Good deal. Good deal. Ryan, talk to me, brother.
Man, Leonard, you know I love you, but why you crashing on my business, bro? I got tires back here to sell.
Look, we can't afford new ones. We got to go buy used ones.
Hey, look, every time we get an order for a single tire, I'd be like, "Oh, that's a pothole tire."
Exactly.
It's facts, though.
Send that one to Atlanta.
Detroit, mostly.
Exactly.
You go down there, it's like going off-roading. Unless you're downtown.
Right.
But, yeah, man, you know, I understand completely where Leonard's coming from. Again, that's just me being the optimist, right? I know full well what happened out in Flint. It's still happening out in Flint. That's why GM closed up. Everybody's out there broke. But, you know, contrary to the popular narratives, in my opinion, we're doing better than a lot of other places in the United States. They always come down hardest on us. But then when you look at the numbers, everybody doing worse than us. Other countries with their toxicity levels. But what are we to do when, let's just say, playing the advocate, we got to start closing up shops because of chemicals or because of this, that, and the other thing, and then people don't have jobs no more. Now we have things, right, that we can do, like that nice, beautiful, clean coal facility down there in Texas, right on the Texas-Mexico border, where they rebuilt this whole place to make it better to produce coal, one of our biggest things that we need right now, because we don't have a better way yet. Or we do, just the people in power that have money won't let it happen. Like hydrogen-powered engines, things like that. You start bringing a blueprint to the forefront, excuse me, on how you can power your car using nothing but water, but that hits them in their pocketbook.
Yep. Yep.
Can't bring that here. No, sir.
Mm-hmm.
But then they'll get us on things like electric vehicles. Oh, we need these electric vehicles. They're going to save the environment. Really? Tell me how that works, because it requires much more oil to create those things. Those batteries, that's not safe. You plug them into the grid more than 5 or 6 at a time, the whole neighborhood goes down. That's not efficient. Or windmills. Look at Texas. Texas shares their power with their neighboring states. But then that cold front came through there and froze those windmills. What did they have to use to thaw it out? Oil, hot oil. So there are things that we need to do to clean things up, yes. But we have to be practical, because if we start putting people out of work and not having a place to go to work because chemicals, we're creating another problem on top of it. So these things have to be met up front, like Leonard's saying. You have to go to the voting table. You have to be aware of what's going on in your neighborhood. And if they're proposing building a facility that is going to increase the toxicity levels in your area, it might be an idea to come to the table. Hey, let's build this a little different so it doesn't affect us as negatively. Yeah, it's going to cost you more, but in the end, you're going to have employees that are alive long enough to work. You're going to have people in this area who aren't going to try and tear your facility down. So I think it's a give and take. Like I said, it was a double-edged sword. It's an interesting conversation for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me go to Cassandra. Cassandra, you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And with everything that's being said right now, and Willa, you know, she also said it as well. Say it's all about money. It's all about money. It's economics. Did Michael Jackson say it right when he said they don't really care about us? Do they even care about us?
And when we talking business, I'm not talking race now. I'm talking when it comes to business, they don't care about nobody.
Exactly.
They just care about that bottom line. That's it. And they don't care if you're black, orange, green, whatever color you come under.
Yeah, it don't matter.
They're
Doesn't
trying
matter.
to make business in that particular area. That is it. There was a news story a couple of weeks ago about an area over here in Atlanta off of Campbellton Road where there was some yuppies, you know, it's a mixed community.
Yes.
And they were like, man, these people got this factory over here and la, 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 la. They trying to build something and it's affecting the environment. And we, you know, one girl, she was like, she said, I don't know anything. I'm not an environment. All I know is that they say it's toxic and we need to do something. So she formed a coalition to deal with the city about it. So I think that people are becoming more aware, just like pollution. We've seen the atmospheric damage that has been done as a result of years of pollution. But people you still have ignorant people that saying that there's no problem with the air. The temperature is changing. Icebergs are melting. Yes, all of that pollution did have an effect on the Earth's atmosphere. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
But it's about the money.
It's all about the money, and that's the saddest reality of it right there. It's all about the money. Willow.
Yes, right.
Talk to me. Michael Jackson said they don't really care about us. Was he telling the truth?
Yeah, well, you can see in some of the businesses that, you know, you could tell when your company care about you, because they not only make plans for your present, but some of them make plans for your future.
Yes.
Like I got in good. I got to really say, when I retired from Eminem Mars, they took care of me, and they're still taking care of me because at that time they had what you call a pension and also a 401k. Now things have changed where they're saying you got to save your own money for the future. We'll match it probably with a little 3%.
Yeah.
And then you got to buy into your own health care. So when businesses start changing, the reality of it is that the people in charge are changing. Like, okay, for instance, when I started working at M&M Mars way back in the 90s, you know, the people that were in charge were the grandmothers, the great grandmothers. Now the younger people are saying, we want our money now.
Yeah.
So they're doing different things differently in the businesses. That's what I mean by the board is changing. The mind thinking of the way the younger people are thinking about business was different from when the elderly people had it. Because now they have a 401k with no pension.
Yeah.
So people will take care of you. Like at my job, even now at the White Sox, we got a company called Guest Services there. And the young people that they hire are 16 years of age and up. And they don't even allow them to get a 20 or 30-minute break. Well, they only allow them to get maybe a 15, 20-minute break. But if they need to go to the bathroom, they tell them that they got to have somebody to relieve them.
Good
and
Lord.
It's a long time, and they better not be gone from their position or they might get fired.
Wow.
They don't even give them a meal ticket, even a little small drink. And we're there for at least 6 hours. So you could tell how your company cares about you on how they treat you. So it's sad, you know. And I even told the people at White Sox who are retiring after 25, 30 years, oh, they say, oh, thank you for your service. But they got a union.
Yep.
And I say, I'm not mad at the union. I'm mad at y'all. Because y'all paying into a union that y'all should have fought for a pension a long time ago.
Exactly.
That's right.
So, you know, you got to look at some things and say, whether I'm going to work for a company if they care about me or not. That's your choice. I'm not going to work for a company that don't care about me. I'm not. So I'm just saying what I'm saying right here. You gotta look at your eggs in the basket. See which ones are rotten. And then you put them out.
Get rid of them. Gonna make everything. Gonna make everything stink.
Come on, you gotta
make it all
sit
stink.
down and analyze that situation.
Stink.
You know you sick and you call in. They say, "Well, come in. We'll let you know. We'll send you home." Come on now, you don't work for that kind of company.
Yeah, exactly. Let me. You say you're sick. Come in. Let me look at you.
yeah. That's not give you a sick day.
Hold on.
Y'all so crazy.
Hold on. You don't look. Hold on.
And seriously, Raheem, just two or three campaigns that most people are aware of. Y'all remember asbestos, right?
Yeah.
Lead-based paint. You remember lead-based paint?
Yep.
What about for my folks up north? My daddy was in the plant and my people were in the plant. God rest their souls. Mesothelioma, black lung disease. No job is worth my child being born deformed.
Exactly.
Think about it. Yes, there are things that we don't have to do in 2024. But there are people in positions that are making it easier for the people who supposedly providing all these great jobs. But not only do they affect you, now generations down the line, the mutation in your body goes to your grandchildren.
Yep.
Is your job really worth that?
And see, the sad part about it, most people say they work and they do the things that they do for their children, but you're gonna leave them in a situation like that.
Look at what it takes to how the campaign was to convince mothers about prenatal care and taking care of their bodies. Remember when my mother used to talk about, we drank a little beer and this, that, and look at all the awareness available now on a woman and how she treats her body when she's pregnant. young girls now who can't breastfeed.
Mm-hmm.
Come on
Toxic.
now.
Yeah.
It's because of the environment.
Mm-hmm.
And what we consume, whether voluntary or involuntarily. Secondhand smoke.
Yep.
Look at all these babies with asthma. And you smoking in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things have changed along a period of time, but I remember before I watched them old commercials, I thought they was giving cigarettes away at one point almost.
Mm-hmm.
To now, where you can't even advertise a cigarette, really, can you? On some old TVs and things like that now.
Well, not as much, because not as much. But yeah, but they still try to sneak them in every now and then.
They don't pay you that much in that tobacco field for your kids to be deformed and dying.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Cassandra, talk to me, sis. And not to mention about what they're putting in the foods that we're eating. That's another thing. Boy, they
yeah, I remember. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You good?
Yeah, I remember in Charleston, there was such a high level of lead in the water and the lead paint that were on the walls of a lot of the older houses. My son got ill, and we took him to the doctor, and they tested him, and he had such a large concentration of lead in his body that he had to get on meds for a long time. And we think that it is part of the reason why he was diagnosed with ADHD, because it can affect the brain.
Yeah, it does.
So, oh yeah, that lead ain't nobody joke. And that's when I never knew anything about the lead content in Charleston. It's an old city. They never replaced the lead pipes in the city, and then the paint. And we found that he had, as a toddler, he would peel the paint off of the colorful walls at his babysitter, and they tested that, and there was such a, because they were trying to find out why he had such high levels of lead in his body. So yeah, we need to pay attention, and of course now they don't even use lead paint most of the time. As far as I think it's illegal now or something.
Yeah, it is.
They had to stop you. I think it is. But yeah, so our children, we can be affected by the things that we're not even aware of. Who knew that inhaling? And I'm sure the people, we always say, God, it stinks up here. I hate going through this little area of Silver Hill. And all that time, those toxins, those fumes from that factory were giving people in that area cancer.
Wow. And that's what we're talking about right now, man.
That's the reality.
Yep, that really is. And that's across the board. Man, look here. I'm looking at the clock and it's 9:59. I want to talk to some more people about this, but we got to continue it tomorrow along with other topics. Anybody got anything real quick they want to say? That's a lot. Okay.
That gotta be Tucson. That gotta be Tucson.
No, that was Ryan.
Ryan? Oh my God.
You got these tires that didn't send me. I need compensation.
Hey, but honestly, Raheem, I don't want people to continue the same myths and misconceptions as they've probably gone on before. There are other ways to do things. It's just that if your interest and your priority is saving someone else money, the expense of your life means nothing to them.
Nothing at all.
You have to understand that. Corporations don't decide not to build a company or not to build a factory because of the number of cancer. How much money we gonna make?
Yep. What's the bottom line?
And that's why I get so frustrated when I hear people say stuff. Well, you would think that they would want to do something for the benefit. Why would you think that? You just assume people just do right or what's best for you. That is, people don't create businesses to create jobs.
No.
They create businesses to make profits.
Yep, to make money.
Don't care nothing about you really working. That's why they try to pay you as least as possible. That's why they always trying to take away the benefits, because it costs money.
Yep.
So don't fall for the trap. That $15 an hour, you gonna wish you could give all that money back, knowing that you could prevent your loved one from dying.
Exactly. And to your point, Leonard, how you could tell that they don't care about you, your services. Go to Walmart one day and try to find somebody that work there to help you.
You know what?
Try to find somebody to help you, boy.
Raheem, don't do that.
You go to Walmart trying to find an employee. Hold on, man. I need that man. Man.
Go get it, ring it up, and get out, Musto. That's what you need to do.
Exactly.
Oh, Raheem.
Make you wait in line, and you gonna spend this money, and you gonna get your stuff. You gonna check it out, and you gonna get out, Musto.
That's right. This will come in here causing problems.
What about when you get your receipt and they ask you if you was greeted today?
Y'all stop it. Y'all mean.
Greeted with these high prices y'all trying to charge me, and then gonna make me come in here and work myself. Man,
don't just pick on them.
Need my
don't
10,
just pick on them, Raheem.
I need my 1040. I need my 1040, 1022, 1099. I need something because I didn't come in here to work, man. I ain't even fill out no application. Yeah. Listen, let's get out of here, man. This has been good, man. I definitely appreciate the conversation that we had today. Cassandra.
Yes, sir.
Somebody joined in late. They jumped in there late, and they said, look at here, man. I wish there was a way I could hear it. Look at here. I wish there was a way I could hear this thing in its entirety, because they talking about something good today. They talking about something good. Cassandra, can we oblige? How my wife said they oblige, or something on them fancy words she used. Can we make it happen? How about that? I went to public school. I ain't smart like my wife.
Don't do that.
I'm smart enough to get her. I'm smart enough to get her, though. I'm smart enough to get her, but I ain't smart like she is. But
don't do that, right?
I ain't smart like my wife.
Yes, we can oblige them. So what we'd like them to do is, if you've missed any part of the show and would like to see or hear it in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to dkmmediagroup.com. Again, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, dkmmediagroup.com.
God almighty, she do that good. She do that good, boy. Look here. I ain't smart like Cassandra. I ain't smart like that. The way she said that thing, I ain't smart like that. She do it good. She do that good.
Well, so silly, y'all.
Willow.
Raheem.
I just want to know, are you ready?
Man, Raheem, I was ready Friday.
God almighty. Well, if you say it like that, sound like you ready. So only thing I can do is say this.
Oh,
let's go.
Amen, and amen, y'all. He brought us through an awesome weekend. Father, we just thank you so much. Thank you, Lord, for waking us up, giving us another chance and another opportunity to get it right with you.
Yes, Lord.
Father, we thank you so much for your word, because your word is what keeps us. Your word is what gives us the hope that tomorrow will be a better day. Not just tomorrow, but today, because we know that you are watching over us. You're leading us, you're guiding us, and you're giving us the wisdom that we need to go on in this evil and wicked world. Father, we love you this morning, and we say thank you. Sometimes we forget and we take it for granted that tomorrow is promised. But even though we don't know, Father, we know you know, because you're omnipresent, all-knowing, and all-powerful. Thank you for allowing that power of God to manifest itself in our lives through our prayer. Father, thank you for answering our prayer. And I know sometimes it's not always yes. But Father, I know you answer our prayer because we trust you. We trust no man. We trust you, Lord, through it all, through all our circumstances, through all our struggles, Lord. Father, we know that you'll give us the answer. Father, we thank you. Thank you for your word because you sent your word to heal us, oh Lord. And whatever it is that we're struggling with this morning, Lord, Father, I'm asking that if it's not of you, Lord, I'm asking you to take it away. Touch each and every last one that's on this line. Father, search their hearts. Search their hearts, Lord, because we believe that when you do what you do, there are miraculous things that happen, Lord, and we thank you. Thank you for the morning glow. Thank you for Raheem and his family. Father, we just honor you this morning. Keep allowing that angel kept around us all.
Yes, Lord.
Father, we glorify you and lift you up. In your son, Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen. Thank you, Lord.
Yes, Lord. Why don't you do what you do when you did what you did?
You know, why would you sing that song, Raheem? Why would you do that? Why?
Because he said, do what you did. And I said, man, that put that song right on me, man. Do what you do. Because he the one that can do it. He the one that can do it. Can't nobody else do it.
Is that some gospel? You've heard some gospel version of this song, Raheem?
Every song could be a gospel song. Want me to show you how?
No.
I'll show you. I'll show you how real quick. I'll show you how real quick now. I'll show you how real quick. Every song can be a gospel song. You just got to put some Jesus in it, brother. Look. Why don't you do what you do when you did what you did to me, Lord?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna let you have this one, Cassandra. I'm gonna let you
say what you say when you said what's said to me, God.
You just added God to the end of it.
You said, please.
All right. That made it a gospel
that made it a gospel song.
God at the end.
Yeah. Come on, Willa. Now, Willa, you know. Willa.
Oh my goodness.
Am I telling you, Willa? Willa, come on, Willa.
Willa ain't co-signing this mess.
Why don't
get me to
you
back on there.
do what you did to me, Lord?
Hey, you made Cassandra say, please.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, look, y'all know, any song could be a gospel song.
No.
Yeah.
No. We'll do a different show about it. Do a different show about it. Don't do that.
Listen, it's been a great it's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. What time it is now? What time is it? Let me look at it. I see what time it is now. What is it? 10:09. And I want to thank you for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DK Media Group to be a part of your day. We're about to exit. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. To wish out some of this light from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other. And please, 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 be blessed. Give somebody some love and truth. They would appreciate it, and I'm sure that you will as well. Talk to you tomorrow morning if God says the same. Have a great day, y'all. Love you.